Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we got ourselves some green on coinpaprika.com. Check it out. Ethereum's doing the best. Algorand, VeChain, Cardano, Stellar, IOTA. That's that. Now, I hadn't checked in with any of these chart guys in a while. Thanks for the DMs asking for an update on XRP. This is eGrag Crypto. Short-term monitoring closely below chart. If we break June low, then March 2020's definitive retest. However, I'm still in the camp that alts will have a rally, including XRP. And then he's retweeting his September 1 thing here. XRP fib, speed resistant, expecting XRP to have impulsive move to 55 cents, 75 cents a dollar. Every time we have a double tap, XRP rockets. And then I don't know what FSRF is. Shows exactly support and resistance areas, can be used for uptrends, downtrends. All right, I wouldn't mind XRP to rocket past $1. That'd be nice. Now, I want to show you something. This is Vladimir Putin. Now, I'm not weighing in on Vladimir Putin's politics, and I'm certainly not saying it's good that he invaded Ukraine or anything like that. But what I am saying is that in this clip, he's telling the truth about what the United States and some of these other countries have done to fiat money. Listen to this.
Усиление инфляции на товарных и сырьевых рынках стало фактом задолго до событий текущего года. Мир в такую ситуацию последовательно загоняла многолетняя безответственная макроэкономическая политика так называемой большой семерки, включая
including uncontrolled emission and accumulation of unsecured debt.
необеспеченных долгов.
Unable or unwilling to find other solutions, the governments of leading Western economies simply accelerated their money printing machines, truth, and used this ignorant method to cover their unprecedented budget deficits. I'm not going to play the rest of this video, but you get the picture. I mean, look, the truth is the truth, and this is true. I don't care who's saying it. It is what it is. Then you got this. This is that Gregory Mannarino. Watch this.
It's done. So I want you to understand the gravity of the situation here. I told you yesterday, go to the bank, take out some cash just to have on hand, because if this really does happen, let's say we get 3.5, 4%, 4.25, bang, 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 we know the debt bubble has burst. That's going to wipe the stock market out, and bigger yet, credit freeze, liquidity crisis, it's over. No cash in the banks. You will not be able to access your cash in the banks. Debit cards don't work. Credit cards don't work. Into business lending stops. It's over. Okay? So, look, I have expected central banks to do something. They have not done anything yet.
Folks, do you remember when Jim Rickards was talking about ICE 9 and BlackRock and all of that, and then he blocked me for showing the video? That's what he's describing right here. Folks, this is what I'm doing. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I'm doing, I'm making sure I have plenty of cash, making sure I have plenty of cash in the bank, making sure I have physical gold, making sure that I have gold in my, let me see something here. One second. I'm making sure I have plenty of gold in my Glen account, making sure I got my Ledger Nano S, making sure I'm protected with my Pure VPN and all the different things, folks. I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at all angles, because we live in scary times. Now, against that backdrop, I want to make sure you understand, I am not fearful for the future in terms of financially. But I do think that we have to go through a storm to come out the other side on this new digital asset based system. And so I'm doing all of the things in the short to midterm to protect myself, just in case it's a bumpy ride on through. Put it that way. Now, I requested that the official cool guy, or at least asked, where's the official cool guy on Friday? Well, he checked in with us. Good for him. Check it out.
What's up, fam? Happy Friday. DAI, all you had to do was ask. Anything for you.
Anything for you.
It's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day weekend. The day of the people. The day of the laborer. They've overworked us, but that's all right. We keep working, and I keep walking. You've had patience. You've done your homework. Just sit back and trust your gut. We got the WEF, the IMF, the UN, the digital dollar, the digital euro, the digital pound, BRICS. We got BG's smile. We got David Schwartz cracking jokes. Just sit back, trust your gut, remain a family, and ward off those attacks, because they're coming.
That's right. Wonder if he memorizes all that. I'm wondering if he's like got somebody holding up a piece of paper walking beside him or something, because that was pretty darn good. And then we had this. I'm going to correct myself because I've butchered names for a lot on this channel over the years, and this one's no different. So I'm going to correct it so everybody knows. I've been saying Baba Suggs, but it's not. It's like Cubs. So it's Baba Cugs. Cugs is what he goes by. I mentioned him in my last video. This guy, I watched this guy on Twitter, and he catches more flack than just about anybody, but he seems to almost enjoy it. But you know what? My philosophy on my channel has always been, look, you live and let live. I say things occasionally that, I'm human just like everybody. I say things occasionally. I'm not right 100% of the time. Nobody is. Everybody has their own opinions, and I'm glad to hear their opinions. I listen to the opinions of everybody, including Baba Cugs. Okay? So I corrected myself. But I think it's, look, folks, think about it this way. Think about this. Has been a long journey. We know that we found the right thing. We know XRP is the one. We do. It's hard to avoid it after a certain amount of time. But social media has been here fighting the good fight. A lot of different people, and so to me, all the personality, even when I don't cover a lot of stuff of it, like the bear thing, I never really covered all that stuff. Or the Riddlers and all that. I never really covered all that stuff, but that's okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to attack them and all. That's kept things entertaining for all these people. It's really been, we've literally had quite the journey here. You know what I mean? And so to criticize all these people, that's not my thing. I think that it takes all kinds to make things happen, and like Hillary Clinton said, it takes a village. It takes a village to. No, I certainly don't want to quote Hillary Clinton, but it takes a village to have a social media community, right? And there's all kinds of different personalities, but isn't that what makes it fun? Anyway, enough of that rant. But it is Baba Cugs. All right. Now, Ron Hammond was on with Thinking Crypto. I'll play a clip in a minute. He says the next 4 weeks are going to be very busy for crypto policy on Capitol Hill. Multiple high-profile hearings, several comprehensive bills in the works, and the general political push antics ahead of the November election. All right, so that's what he says, the next 4 weeks. That sounds like a title. September, folks, the next 4 weeks. And then here's the clip I wanted you to hear from him. This is a great clip. Kudos to Thinking Crypto. Let me tell you what, 2 guys in social media that have been knocking it out of the park for the last couple of weeks. The Jungle Inc. and Thinking Crypto. Thinking Crypto was asking some tough questions. I'll never forget it when he asked Hester Pierce if she had anything she could blow the whistle on. That was a classic. She looked like she was about to explode. But that's the kind of stuff that needs to be asked. And this is another good one here, Thinking Crypto.
I'm curious, within the circles that you're in and speaking to different regulators and members of Congress and so forth and government officials, are they aware of how unhappy people are on social media over the SEC, whether it be crypto or stocks? There just seems to be a growing sentiment of distrust and just general not happy with the SEC. Are folks aware of that?
Yes, and I think there's some positive to that, and there's some negative too. I've had many conversations with members of Congress and staff about Twitter engagement, and they notice that when they tweet about crypto, they get a lot of responses, whether it be more about the Ripple case or more about the SEC enforcement actions on Coinbase or others, or just the general posturing from the SEC. That a lot of complaints. A little vitriolic for some of them. So members are saying, what's going on?
I'm going to address the vitriolic in a minute because, the behaviors that have gone on, this is completely unacceptable, and there's nothing, there is, what has been done is a travesty, and sorry, but people should be pissed.
Is this, and that's where they, have a lot of conversations with us about it. And it is trickling down, at least, especially on the Democrat side. I've talked to a lot of staffers who said, look, we're not fans of the SEC's approach. We don't like the language that's been spewed out from the industry, from more on the Twitter side. But at the same time, we do also have to admit that there is probably something going on here that we don't like. And I think the sign that this is...
ETHgate's what's going on that you don't like. All it takes is one of you to call for an investigation.
Trickling down to bipartisan criticism is the Blockchain 8 letter that Representative Emmer led a couple months ago, highlighting the SEC's inquiry into a lot of crypto companies. Again, 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats. That's pretty significant for 4 Democrats to go against their own party and say, look, we have concerns. We have met with the industry. We have heard from folks on social media. There is something going on. So it's pretty rare to have this bipartisan pushback, but it's growing. There's less folks in my conversations who are in the Gary Gensler SEC camp than those who are saying, I'm a little skeptical of this, and not even just for more political reasons that he has a Democrat next to his name. It's just more because we've been hearing this from a lot of stakeholders. So it's definitely resonating.
Congress, let me tell you, let's talk about vitriol. Let me tell you, if any of you are listening, which you should be, because we've shown you the video, we've laid it all out. The guys that are talked about, this is from Riz.GaryGenslerRazan, okay? In this clip, they're talking about Mike Novogratz buying Ethereum, 500,000 Ethereum, and they're talking about him buying it from the Ethereum Foundation, and Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin are involved here. All 3 of those guys, the Freedom of Information Act requests from Empower, all 3 of those are on the list of people that potentially talked with Bill Hinman via email behind the scenes leading up to the Ethereum free pass. All 3 of them. Ripple is now being sued by the SEC, while we know, because we have the timeline, we know that those guys were behind the scenes meeting with the SEC. And we know that Bill Hinman and his law firm that was paying him while he was there, profit sharing, while he was at the SEC, that he's affiliated with all these people. While the SEC was holding the Ripple at arm's length while they were trying to meet with him. We know all this. So you'll have to forgive my vitriol if I'm one of the vitriolic people. But listen to this. And while you watch this, Ripple's being sued right now by the SEC. It's been tied up in a lawsuit for over 2 years for doing far less than anything that these Ethereum guys did. Listen to this.
Late 2015, you sold 500,000 Ethereum to Mike Novogratz.
Right.
For like 99 cents or something like that. Tell me the story of the transaction, which, would now worth almost $2 billion.
I mean, I think we in the foundation at the time, right, we had almost no.
He's describing. They're literally running out of funding. The whole thing, the whole SEC lawsuit is pointing at Ripple and saying, "Well, you were funding your network with by selling XRP." These guys were literally running out of money and sold he tells you they sold the Ethereum to fund it. And we've got video of him telling you that they did the ICO to fund the network.
Got left and almost no Bitcoin left. All we had was the 3 million ETH, right? Okay. And so the foundation at the time had almost nothing, and we needed to survive. We needed to continue developing Ethereum, and the markets were not mature yet, right? So we were very frantically just looking for individuals who wanted to buy like ETH so that we could continue funding the team. And I think I forget exactly how we reached out to Mike Novogratz. Like we might have reached out to him, or maybe Joe reached out to him, or maybe he reached out to us. But then he wanted to buy some Ether, and we were happy to sell some Ether because on the one hand, it was a very good deal for Mike Novogratz, and it was a very good deal for the other people that bought Ether, just institutional at the time. But at the same time, those transactions helped the Ethereum Foundation survive, right? If they did not happen, then the Ethereum Foundation would have had to just fire all of its people because it didn't have any money left. So it was a huge win for them.
You don't have to watch any more of that. But let me tell you just a little more about vitriol, folks. Congress, if you're listening, here's what happens with the people. It's called vitriol, and it happens when all of a sudden they realize that their government is picking winners and losers instead of protecting investors, and they're protecting the government turf instead of protecting investors. That's when people get pissed, and it comes out sometimes in the form of vitriol. So you're going to have to forgive some of us out here when we're being lied to and there's shady things being done and we're being directly affected. We as investors are being hurt by the very entity that claimed, the very government entity that is supposed to protect us, actively hurt. Okay? Being tied up in this lawsuit, Gary Gensler is actively hurting XRP investors. Actively. And continually. So yeah, vitriol, sorry, that's what you get in those scenarios. And here's some more vitriol. 2017, Hinman got $7.8 million in profit sharing, and 2018 got $1.8 million in profit sharing in addition to retirement money. This is why there was a complete 100% criminal bar against him having any contact with Simpson Thatcher. Yet he disobeyed the SEC ethics office and again. Folks, this right here is a reason people might have some vitriol. All right. Here's something good. Emi Yoshikawa from Ripple, Japan, excited to join B-Track's Web3 Design Lab as strategic partner to bring XRPL to Japanese companies exploring Web3. B-Track's establishes Web3 Design Lab to accelerate new business creation in Web3 for Japanese companies with Ripple as strategic partner. Then we got this from Digital Pound Foundation. Are you fintech or working with finance space? Look at this, Quant and Ripple right beside each other. And the digital asset investor has been accumulating Quant recently. And then finally, this made me laugh, XRP, the Standard Productions, which is parity, just in an effort to increase diversity, the SEC hires people with ethics. And this is great. Let's see what he says here. I mean, this guy. This is his website, by the way. It's a parody website, the Crypto Town Crier. CryptoTownCrier.com. In accordance with new federal diversity mandates, the SEC announced a listing for 50,000 new employees who possess something called ethics. I've never heard of this strange demographic, said SEC Chairman Gensler. Now they're telling me I need to hire 50,000 of them to balance out my staff. That's some funny stuff. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that looks like the SEC is hiring 50,000 people with ethics. It's never been